Hello, people of New World. I'm sorry for the delay in content, but here we are, and happy Wednesday. Today, I don't know if a lot of you have seen this or not, but I haven't seen an official post regarding it. I saw this on the New World homepage. That's just me missing it and falling through the cracks. But I don't think a lot of people have addressed what is in here, and we're going to cover it more so at the end. But we're going to review the PTR. PTR's got some sweet stuff on it, as we know from the July developer update. But the biggest thing is a brand new trade skill. So I'm going to go through everything in case you aren't up to date. Maybe you're stopping by the channel and you haven't heard about the new dev update or what's going on. And we're going to cover all the big additions coming in the summer with the Summer Medley Fair event in the PTR. And then we're going to top off with this beautiful new trade skill. So PTR, how do you get there? All the stuff normal. You'll just download it on Steam. Major updates. I'm going to skip this section like we were talking about, but let's just cover there. Summer Medley Fair, it's going to be very similar to what we had with the Winter Convergence Festival. Brand new thing. There's summer villages in Brightwood, Everfall, Weaver's Fen, Monarch's Bluffs, pretty much the same ones as we had in the winter. And there's going to be some kind of what looks like fishing quests. It says something with fish farmed with sturgeon, maudlin bugs, and we're going to have a new thing at your home, a mount-a-catch station that you can kind of make furniture from, I'm assuming, and something about the Island of Eternal Life. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. What's going to be in it? I don't know, but all I am hearing is cosmetics, cosmetics, cosmetics. So be excited for that. Summer Medley Fair will be on the PTR. We'll cover it on the channel. We'll cover it on the live stream. And let's just keep going. I'm going to go over this really fast, but we're coming back to that. Barnacles and Black Powder. This is the new expedition. What are you going to be seeing? It's in Cutlass Keys, and it's going to be pretty much it's Admiral Black Power, so it's good. It's going to be a Lost and a kind of pirate themed. But what is going to be good for this? You need your Lost coatings, Lost trophies, Lost ward, and Lost stuff is going to be really nice on the trading post right now. Just trying to prep for that. But we don't have a whole lot of who are the bosses, what is it looking like, but we'll be getting this on the PTR as well. In addition, there's going to be some new mutators, Icebound, Oppressive, and Frenzied. So if you're curious, these notes are going to be in the description. But some quality of life features that are coming for expeditions, just staying on this topic. Group Finder, people in the same server. So let's say, it's tough to find groups, especially if you're somebody who's a little bit lower in gear score, maybe you're not level 60 and you're looking for a full group. Well, we have a Group Finder tool now, and it is going to allow people to declare DPS, tank, or healer. And then based on those roles, you can recruit. You can put up minimum gear score, minimum level, and then you can actually look at people to see what their averages are for certain things to make sure, that healer is actually somebody with a level 20 life staff, not just somebody coming in with naked with like a sword, right? So will there be kinks? Of course, but I think this is still a great addition for a lot of people who are struggling and maybe a solo gamer who doesn't have a huge company with them. Other big thing that's going to make this possible, expedition tuning orb removal. So we're getting rid of this, and if you didn't know, all of your tuning orbs are going to turn into actual chests, and then we're putting on caps. Normal expedition caps, you're going to be able to do a certain amount per day, but then mutated ones, you have a certain per week. So, and like I was saying, with those tuning orbs, they will turn into chests with that respective expedition, and you're going to be able to break it down into additional crafting mods that we'll talk about in a bit, but you're going to get dungeon loot. So that's the nice thing from that. And then the details to that for normal expeditions, you will get a roll from a sub boss and main boss, and it'll give you 50% of the coin of that cost, which would have been previously associated with buying that specific type of orb from a faction shop. So there is a little bit of a gold bonus there. And for mutated ones, you're going to get 4 boss rolls of the final boss of 4 eligible mutators. So it could be of any of them. I'm assuming it's random, and you're going to get coin equal to 50% of that cost as well. So whatever it costs on the faction shop, you're going to get half of that back. We now have some loot rebalancing stuff going on. So right now, and this is all kinds of loot stuff is coming, but the biggest issue on New World in terms of loot rolling is Beast Ward, Reinforced, wards that don't matter, durability, and durability is still kind of in the game. But what they're going to do is they are, one, reducing the randomness and sometimes the perk pool, and they're going to be changing some of that up. But here are what they're saying in terms of loot rebalance. They've moved roughly 80% of the coin generated from expedition bosses and have instead spread it out over coin drops. Great. From elite chests and darkness breaches, completion bonuses to help compensate for the reduction. So more coin increasing, meaning we have more gold to potentially buy things. Twice a day, we can get elite chests in the world and complete these things and get 500 coins. Great. Along with that new method to help overcome randomness of expedition loot, we have materia. So this is going to be something that could be coming from your what I was talking about before, these expedition caches that you can salvage, and it's going to help you get the desired drop that you have. So there's two ways to get it. You can either get it from salvaging into materia, something from that corresponding expedition, or you get it when you defeat a boss. So pretty nice there. I'm assuming the perk stuff is going to come later. Yep, we'll talk about perk rebalancing, but that's just a loot rebalance thing in terms of PvE. Same kind of thing. We have some stuff going on with mutators. They're going to shift the difficulties at which the loot unlocks just to make it easier so you can get a wider variety of rewards at a lower level. I'm going to go to perks before we go back to here, but so in terms of perks and stat changes, something else we're having, perk rebalancing. So there are adjustments to over 150 perks to make things more useful. So what are we going to be seeing? For instance, they're changing the durability perk and making it indestructible, and the thing will no longer take damage. It's still going to be a dead perk, my opinion. I think they should just get rid of it. That's me. But we don't know what readjustments are all going to come through. There's going to be a lot of things we're going to have to go through, a lot of things we're going to have to find, a lot of things we're going to have to test, and we'll be on it. But then what they're also doing is making it so that when you roll a weapon or like a mod on a weapon instead of on a chest piece, for instance, like Empowering Fireball, if you roll it on that weapon, like your fire staff, instead of on the chest, it will be more effective on your weapon than the chest. So they're readjusting, they're making it different when things are on weapons, they're making perks more viable, but we're going to have to stay tuned and see how the calculations have changed, how things are going. They're also going to make it easier to get better combinations. So for example, they said the trade skill drop chance on earrings now is a very low drop chance. That's actually nice. Think about how many trade skill things you got on earrings when you're doing it. Another little thing they're doing with gear, dual stat change. We've talked about this. So they're making it so those hybrid roles that aren't con, so like focus int, dex strength, they're going to increase the threshold of stats to encourage more stat splitting across builds. So that could be interesting. I'm not sure what's going to happen out of it. For instance, like there's an ice gauntlet that's keen, vicious, refreshing move on a loot table somewhere, but it's int, 20 int, 10 focus. Will it be enough of a focus int split that it's actually worth taking? Who knows? It's going to depend on how much they impact the threshold. I'm curious to see what it is on the PTR, and that's something they're really, really starting to talk about. As far as other loot drops, the quality of drops is going to be improved based on player and expertise level. So at 60, you're going to see more epic drops, legendary drops, and they're lowering the chances of things like Beast Bane as opposed to something like Keen. So again, great stuff. And the loot players are rolling from Gypsum casts. They're improving the likelihood of higher tier drops from those. So good stuff in terms of loot. And I guess just continuing on, let's finish with salvages before we talk about the war thing. They now introduce a new salvage system. So when you're salvaging all kinds of stuff, especially all those legendaries you've had stowed away, you have the chance of a perfect salvage, meaning you can get research materials for crafting trade skill XP, special orbs that you can turn into gypsum casts, materials to get special items, and just other things, probably more gold, Azoth, all sorts of random stuff. So salvaging buff is big. Make sure you have a focus, 100 focus on when you're doing that. Wars. They're instancing wars. So a lot of the lag, a lot of the desync that's happening in wars, well, what they're doing, previously, wars were just ongoing, right? And so server performance could get rough. There'd be latency spikes, there'd be all kinds of stuff. And now what they're doing is they're instancing those. So that's super exciting to see. In terms of other things, trade skill changes, they're going to make it more available. I said that wrong. They're going to make it easier to get like weaponsmith pants, armoring gear, all that stuff. I don't directly see that here, but I know they had mentioned it. But they're also going to do some things to speed up leveling. So logging XP reduced, and fishing XP reduced. You're going to be getting 1 to 200 fishing 50% faster. I'm assuming they will just decrease the total experience required, and then whatever you have, it'll push you up to that level. Refining, they're reducing the XP required to level by some of these, but they're also just giving you the opportunity to upgrade all of these up to T5 reagents. So that's another thing. Improved trade skill XP when you're crafting tier 4, tier 5 things, again, reducing XP to make it easier. And they're eventually going to reduce the trade skill expertise or XP required for weaponsmithing, stuff like that. And then, like I was saying, the drop chance of trade skill clothing is going to be better. So that's all for gathering trade skill stuff. But this is going to be the perfect segue into the main point of this video. There is a new trade skill coming. And what is that trade skill? Well, let's take a little peek into it. Today, right here, musical instruments. So musical instruments are going to be a rhythm action-based trade skill. Maybe we'll be playing some like Guitar Hero kind of thing, coming to a Eternum. And so there's going to be 5 instruments. You'll have a guitar, mandolin, upright, bass, drums, and Azoth flute. and there's gonna be 31 different songs you can collect and master. And I think honestly, this is reminding me a lot of what like cooking is in terms of buffs. And so I'm assuming these here, and we'll talk about these in a sec, it's gonna be like scaled buffs of like T1 song, T2 song, T3, T4, T5, whatever they do, or maybe just T3 through 5. And as you do it, it's gonna be giving you more time or more of a percentage or something like that on each instrument, and each instrument can only play certain songs. Maybe. I'm not sure yet, but again, we'll be looking at this in the PTR. But here's what they have to say. Songs are unlocked by salvaging pages hidden throughout Eternum. Complete the Summer Medley Fair quest to earn a special set of pages and starter instruments. Better instruments can be crafted through furnishing, so that's a big thing for you furnishers out there. Start prepping for furnishing. And you can roll new music trade skill perks. I don't know how we level it up, but what's going to happen is you'll start a performance, and each one will give players trade skill XP every time you do a performance. So I'm not sure it's like if you give a buff, if there's a timer. I'm not sure how we can power level this or how it's going to work. But better performances will receive stronger buffs and more trade skill XP. Spectators enjoying the show will also receive a buff and can toss a coin to the performance as a tip. Some of the buffs, for example, as you unlock, well, it looks like as you get more trade skill XP, here are the buffs. Decidedly dexterous, you're going to get gathering speed increase for a certain amount of time, and maybe that's dependent on the song that you're playing. You're going to have territory standing bonuses, group XP sharing bonuses. Like maybe somebody, you group up and you just all sit there and mob grind, and then all of you are getting more XP. Something like that, or maybe from a quest. I don't know how it's going to work yet, but that's good for leveling. Reducing player encumbrance by up to 1,000 for almost an hour and a half. That could be crazy. Gathering yield, gathering luck. There are some cool buffs coming, and I think this is going to be something interesting. We were literally just talking about this on stream. Like, what is the next new trade skill they're going to do? And here we are. So I'm really curious. What does this mean? Furnishing is going to be more valuable. You're going to have to level up a new trade skill. So some new content that I didn't really tease, but I'm excited for. And hopefully, there's some cool stuff that comes out of it. We're going to have all new, and I'm assuming like cool perks and things are going to be valuable, but I'm not sure what the perks are looking like. Again, that's the importance of the PTR. So get excited, people. There is a new trade skill coming with a lot of other stuff we heard about in the PTR, but at least they're giving us some more details on how these are going to play out. So with that being said, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know how you're feeling. If you're a new person, that's the big reason why I made the video is maybe there's a lot of people who are wondering, should I come back to New World? What am I missing? And haven't been watching the PTR updates. So we got some clarity. We got some cool stuff that they didn't tell us was coming. And I'm excited for what's coming in July. But as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you to every single one of you for being you. Hit the socials below. Winston has a TikTok, so go follow that. But as always, keep on being you. I appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day. Peace.